This is Mike Chevalier, keeping it simple and precise. Nobody can be confident for you. When I was born with a small digits on my left hand, as you can see, compared to my right hand, right? It's normal. My left arm, right, is smaller than my right arm, okay? And the left side of my chest is smaller than the right side of my chest. Now, where are we going with this? Has anybody ever heard of the word confidence? Confidence. I wasn't like this when I was younger. When I was in elementary school throughout high school, I had no confidence whatsoever. I've hid my left hand from my classmates from my school. I've always walked back in the day with my left hand in my pocket because I gave a shit about what other people thought about me. I lived like that. I've asked God in the past, why did you make me like this? You must hate me. I'm cursed. God doesn't love me. And I remember my stepmother said, I came home from school and I said, Mom, nobody's gonna love me. You know, these girls, they make fun of me. Everybody's looking at my left hand when they see me. They're not looking at me. I feel like the ladies, or back in the day, I felt like the ladies. You know how y'all ladies, the men be looking at the woman's breast, or breastises, and the woman's like, my eyes are over here. Well, back in the '90s, kids was cruel, man. They would be, instead of looking at me, they were looking at my hand, and this was when KFC was out. Kentucky Fried Chicken, and they would say, "Here come finger licking good," And I remember in Living Colors, that was around the time when In Living Colors TV show came out, and these kids was cruel, man. They were like, "Here comes Andy, man, up, up and away." And I remember when that first came out, and I seen that part with Handyman, because they had like different skits of different stuff on the TV show Living Color. And I remember when that skit came out, and that dude came out with like a handicap sticker on his chest, or up his shirt, or on his vest, or actually his Superman cape. And I remember, man, I said, "Oh Jesus, I don't even want to go to school tomorrow." And lo and behold, as soon as I went to school, kids was like, "Oh shit, here comes Handyman." And come from the hood, so you would think at that time I was used to getting bagged on, but that shit hurt. I ain't gonna lie, like. But I remember I would come home and my dad was like, "Fuck all that. Look here, man, Mike." And my dad, he was in the military, Marines, hoorah, die hard military dude. Granddad was in the army, so nothing but military in my family. And my dad was like, "Look, man, let me tell you something, son. Nobody give a shit about that damn hand but you." Fast forward everything. I don't know when it clicked in. I think sometime after high school, where I just got to the point where I was like, I don't give a damn. This is me, y'all. And this is what I tell my boys. I got 4 boys, a beautiful wife. I'm living a dream. I'm happy, you know. But going back to my hand, right, and my arm and the left side of my chest smaller than my right, I've learned through the years to appreciate it. Like, a lot of people tell me, man, you can get surgery on your hand, they could take your whole arm off and put a fake one on it, some kind of bionic arm. And I'm like, nah, dude, like I'm cool with what I got. And sometimes I look back and I'm like, I used to be that dude that used to be really self conscientious about what people thought about me. But today I could give a damn. Now, like one of my sons, he's concerned about his height, right? Short guy. He's not even done growing, you know, 13 years old. And what I told him, I said, no matter how tall you get or how short you get, you know what you could do to enhance your looks? Start hitting the weights. Start hitting the weights. I said also, see, when you hit the weights and it starts showing, people who want to mess with those that are smaller, right? If they were to hit the weights a little bit, even if they were to get real serious with it and start getting that six pack, getting those broad shoulders, you know, start really getting themselves together. Most people don't want to mess with a guy that look almost like a beast, you know, like Stanley Tookie Williams, right? For those, old school cats, right? Or Arnold Schwarzenegger. No, nobody would really want to mess with guys like that, right? Usually, if a guy wants to bully somebody, he usually go for the smallest guy. The guy that don't look like he could throw something around. My point is, I learned that I could work on other things. I can't change this or my arm being smaller than my uh, uh, small right, my left, and then my right arm being bigger. I can't change that. But what I can change, I could work on myself. I could work on the things that I can work on, right? I could work on my intellect. I could read books. I could work on my I could work on body game, right? To make myself more presentable, sexy, strong, physically inclined. I'm trying to convey to y'all, young men, work on what you can. And I've found out that when you have confidence, and confidence shouldn't come from the outside or what you bought or what you have or how big your house is or how many cars you have or how rich you are or lack of. Confidence comes from here, the heart. Confidence comes from within. See, I walk around this earth today like I own this. I walk around here like I got two good hands, two arms that are the same size because I don't give a shit. And I think that's what happens when men and women get to a certain age. They get to the point where it's like, hey, look, if you love me, great. If you don't, great. I'm okay because I got confidence no matter what. And nobody's going to take that from me. Now, a lot of things in life, you lose your hair, right? If you live long enough. Or now, if you have, your granddad or your granddad's granddad or whoever, if it's in your genes to have hair, you'll have hair. But sometimes you get old enough, you lose your hair, you lose your teeth, you start losing stuff. And what I've learned through the years is, who gives a shit? Let's work on and let's be thankful for what we do have. And let's get back to confidence. It took me a while to build this confidence. It wasn't something overnight. But I worked on my self-talk. And you guys can do the same. If I can get past this, you can get past all your issues. You know? Confidence is the key, y'all. Don't worry about what other people think. This is Mike Chevalier. I hope this is inspirational. I'm keeping it simple and precise.